You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
And we're here. Where else would we be on a weekend? Because, we are those weekend golf guys. So by contract and by title, here we are. John Ashton in studio, Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave at Otter Creek. But we are those weekend golf guys. And, man, it has been a tough week almost everywhere for playing golf this past week, weather-wise.
Starting to look like November. Dang it.
One of the things we're going to do today is talk to a dude called Mark Sensitz. He is the Lehigh Valley golf instructor. Yeah, he's up in the little town of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
And we're going to be talking to him because he's, a Northeast. We want to get a whole lot of Northeast area instructors this time of year and just compare notes on. Well, I guess some of them probably do pack up and move down to Florida or over to Arizona or something for the winter season. But for the most part, they stay at home. And, they take care of the golfers who also stay at home, who need a place to go. So I'm sure they've got some indoor areas into which to retreat, I guess would be the proper way of putting that. So we'll talk to Mark and see what's going on up there. Hello, officially. Last week we didn't say anything officially. This week, we're still here, so I guess I like this. But we are with Yahoo Sports Radio Philly at 1360 AM and very happy to be here as a Temple University alum. And
I'm happy we're getting paid in cheesesteak sandwiches. That's all I got to say.
And a cheesesteak aficionado.
That's right. I'm starting at Pat's. I'm eating it. I'm walking across the street to Gino's. That's the way it's going to be.
And getting a sack to go to take back on home to Indiana. We also have a couple of folks who have gotten through to us through thoseweekendgolfguys.com, or to come from the Facebook page, facebook.com/golfguys. But a couple of folks that we want to deal with quickly this week with Jeff's Quick Fix.
I have so much fun helping people with that.
Isn't it great, man?
I get a little bit different kind of satisfaction helping someone who sends me a video and we get together and do a little Skype session or a little Zoom session and I get to meet them face to face. It's a brand new person. This week I had a good time. Mary from Arizona was really – it was a pleasure to talk to her. She's a 58-year-old woman who's been playing golf for about a decade. Really her concept was quite flawed, what she was trying to do. But we had a nice conversation, and she had the light bulbs going off in her head going, oh, my gosh, is it really that easy? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but please.
It really is.
But don't tell anybody, please.
That's right. It really is.
Man, I'm glad that you get satisfaction from that because personally I can't get no satisfaction. It has been pointed out to me that I have been remiss in extolling the virtues of some of the exploits that the production crew here at Those Weekend Golf Guys has experienced on the golf course, and I have been severely chastised. And
are you referring again to Mr. Fairway?
I'm referring to Mr. Fairway. Not only is he happy being in the middle of the frickin' fairway every time off the tee, like clockwork. I mean, I think he missed the middle the other day when we were playing by a couple inches to the right. Not missed the fairway, missed the middle of the fairway.
Are you sure that you were just not sitting at a bad angle? Maybe had the card on the left side of the fairway when you were looking at him?
That's true. It could have been my perspective. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, it could have.
Pipeline mark,
Yeah. Yeah. But then somebody pointed out the fact that they hadn't heard a thing about intrepid producer Mark's 45-foot putt.
Birdie putt.
Birdie.
Oh, you were getting to that. I'm sure. I'm sure that was coming next.
Well, by the way, let's not forget it was for a birdie.
I mean, if he was any kind of a golfer, he would have been a lot closer to the hole on his second shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the way I drew it up, but hey.
But again, using the approved Jeff Smith as he took a quick glance at his JSD bracelet. What would Jeff Smith do? Which you can get one for yourself through thoseweekendgolfguys.com.
Those bracelets are available to every one of my students.
Mm-hmm.
You could have one if you actually officially paid for the golf lessons. We'd give you one of those.
Yeah, I think everybody should have one of those.
Yeah,
but
I'd like to give a golf lesson to every golfer that exists, maybe except for half the golf professionals, because half of them don't need it. You know what? That's the way it is.
I hear
some of those guys are so stinking good, they don't need anybody helping them.
And if you listen really close, you can always hear Jeff humming a chorus of "I'd like to teach the world to golf." But do regale us one time quickly, man. What went through your head, man? 45 feet away, did you just like close your eyes and hit, or what?
Yeah, just close your eyes and swing hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I tried to get a little read on it, lined it up. And, how many times are you going to hit one like that? One out of what?
Many.
Many, exactly.
Many.
But you'd have loved it, Jeff, because it was kind of like one of those, like that Nike. Oh, can I say that? I can't say that. A particular brand. Whoops. Guess I just did, didn't I? Where it hangs on the cup. And, it rolled around the back. It literally dropped in the back of the cup.
It came in the back door.
It came in the back door, and it hung there for a second and dropped in, and I was probably as much or more surprised than anyone.
Right, which does mean he misread it by a fraction.
Well, yes. But
I don't know. I still think that there's room for there's a broad range all the way to the edges of the cup.
There you go.
For
Jeff.
speed and line, that you have your choice. Mm-hmm. And he chose the more entertaining line.
Right. I could have, I could have just knocked it in the front door, but
what fun is that?
What the hell entertaining is that, right?
That's right.
No
it happened.
suspense, no drama,
Yeah, it happened just the way he drew it up. Yeah. And if you believe that.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
If you believe that, boy, are you going to really fall prey to some of the stuff we're going to tell you later on in the hour. We're coming right back. Want you to hang with us. We are those weekend golf guys, powered by Golf Talk America. Don't you move. All right, I'm going to tell you something right now that you don't want to hear, but you're going to listen very close. You can spend $199, $299, $399. You could spend $1,050 on a new driver, and it's not going to help. Like I said, you don't want to hear that. Because you go, oh my goodness, I just spent all this money. Now, a lesson? Now that could help. But these drivers that are designed to give you more yardage and straighter, they're all designed for pros. They're designed so amateurs can use them, but they are designed for pros, for very good golfers, which most of us ain't. Maybe you don't want to hear that either. But here's what you can do. High heat drivers. Mark, our intrepid producer, uses one, has improved his game immensely. I use one. It's improved my game immensely. Even Jeff uses one. You can't get any better than it was. High heat. Go to knuthgolf.com and get one. Tell them you heard it from us, and you'll get $70 off with a money-back guarantee. Check it out, knuthgolf.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-329-2708. Again, that's 800-329-2708. 800-329-2708. 800-329-2708.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobetes is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobetes for about 3.5 to 4 months now, and in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobetes, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just 1 day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobetes isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobetes now. Call 800-553-0803 and get your free bottle. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-553-0803. That's 800-553-0803.
And thanks for hanging through. We are back. John Ashton in studio. Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave at Otter Creek, Plain and Simple Golf School in Columbus. And Jeff, you were working diligently answering some of the problems that came through on those weekendgolfguys.com, the Jeff's Quick Fix page. And there's a young lady out in Arizona who had a problem.
Yeah, she plays golf with her foursome, and they go out and their big deal is they want to play 9 holes and they want to go out for lunch afterwards and just make a nice social event of it. But she's just taken up the game a handful of years ago, and she's just still struggling to strike the golf ball. She's still struggling to make any progress at all. And so she just said, I'm frustrated. You sound like you know what you're talking about. Give me some ideas. I said, okay. Go get me a couple of videos. And I told her where I'd put the camera, right at the hands on down the line view, and same thing on the front view, so I know what I'm looking at. And here's this poor woman, and she is stiff as a board. She's not a 90-year-old woman. She said she's 58 years old. Mm-hmm. She's playing golf in Arizona almost every day. Phoenix is beautiful weather, so it's not ever too blasted hot, and it's rarely ever too cold. And she plays an awful lot of golf, but yet she's so stiff. And she plays with the same group all the time. And she says, well, all my friends, they tell me I look just like Marge, and Marge is playing better golf than everybody. Uh-huh. So what she's trying to do is copy what she thinks she sees. Right. And what I see out of her, I see a lady with her legs are locked, and she's rigid, and her arms are stiff to the point where she's got her elbows so pressed forward that she's hyperextended them. And so there's no natural athletic motion that's going to be possible. What I saw was a lady who could barely take it back because she had thought she has to keep her legs firm, her arms straight, and her head down. Mm. So you can imagine the lack of motion that she's got. So she could barely touch the ball. Instead of just sending her a video back, I decided to call her. And I asked her, I said, what is in your head? And she rattled off about 10 things that were in her head. Her concept was bad. The only people that she ever listened to were the 3 other ladies in her group. Mm-hmm. She had never watched golf on television to see bodies in motion. She had never seen any of the ladies on the LPGA Tour, regardless of size, regardless of shape, regardless of age, regardless of flexibility, to see what's actually happening. So she was stiff because all she was doing was thinking about all this stuff. And, of course, she told me she's thinking about it over the ball. Mm-hmm. So we all know what that is. So I gave her some concepts, and I told her, I said, okay, I want you to turn on the LPGA Tour 1 week, and I want you to watch every one of those girls. But they're young and they're strong, and I said, okay, they're also in motion. And what you've done is stopped your motion. And so I said, so I want to see a little bit of flex in your legs, and I want to see a little bit of flex in your elbows. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so wrong. I'm like, well, so far, you've been playing golf for 5 years, and you've been not getting any better. You're barely hitting the ball, and you're really frustrated, and you think the way to go is to stay the same way. And so she said, yeah,
boy,
I guess that's not working so much. Well, here it is. I'm calling this lady out of the blue, and she wants to talk to me, and she just had – her concept was wrong.
Yeah.
What I talked her into doing was going out one day, and I said, okay, just go get a bucket of balls. I said, if this doesn't make contact better, you can just give up on it and go back to what it is you're doing. I said, it's not going to hurt anything. Just go try it one day. So I got her to flex her legs. I actually got her to bend her elbows just a slight bit so they're not hyperextended and they're not rigid and locked. And I got her her thumb off the top of the shaft. She had the typical grip where the thumb was right down the very top of the shaft on the left hand. Mm-hmm. And so I turned it over and I said, okay, just put the index finger knuckle on top. And then don't squeeze so much and learn that your wrists will cock back and forth and move the club a little bit that way. And then all of a sudden, she called me back about 3 hours later because she hung up the phone and she ran over to the driving range and she did it. And she said, I struck the ball better. I got them in the air. They went straighter and farther than I've ever seen myself do this. And I didn't even like doing what you said until the end. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and got another bucket of balls. And then I started to hit. And she said about half of them were great and the other half were good.
That's the problem with doing it wrong for so long, is that when you are told how to do it right, it just doesn't feel right. It feels wrong.
You're correct. So in this golf lesson conversation, the most important thing was to overcome a bad concept of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
so many golfers out there have a concept in their head that they've gotten from people who are given poor information, and they stop them from making any sort of motion at all. And so, to finish the story, she calls me back 3 hours later, and she's somewhere between really happy and giddy.
Okay.
And so she's thanking me up and down, left and right, and every which way you can possibly thank me, because she feels like a great weight has been lifted off her shoulders. And she feels like now she would like to play more golf, because she was getting to the point where she couldn't. Mm-hmm. And so that was the last I'd heard of her, but I know she's listening to the and I know she's listening to the show because she says she does it all the time. So I promised her that I wouldn't give out her full name for just because she just didn't want to be mentioned.
I understand. I understand. And the next call you get will be from her playing partner, Marge.
Yeah.
It's going to be, fix us too.
That's right. That might be.
ThoseWeekendGolfGuys.com/Jeff's Quick Fix. If you've got any problems you want a little help with, listen to the man. He knows whereof he speaks. And we'll be speaking whereof some more. Coming back in just a very few minutes. You hang with us. We are Those Weekend Golf Guys, powered by Golf Talk America. Be right back. Don't move. ThoseWeekendGolfGuys.com, Jeff's Quick Fix. It's a tab. You can't miss it. Just get yourself a little video. Send it up to Jeff. He will respond directly. You may even hear about yourself on the radio. We want to get it fixed, whatever the problem may be. Jeff's Quick Fix at ThoseWeekendGolfGuys.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-329-2708. Again, that's 800-329-2708. 800-329-2708. 800-329-2708.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Hey, Jeff, I got to come to you, man. I need some help. Out playing golf last weekend, 4 of us, at least 2 of them, outdrove me on a regular occasion.
To pick up your club head speed, I have found these training aids that are just the world's best thing I've ever seen. Super Speed Golf has some training aid sticks, and they've got this beautiful training program that goes with them that you can get online. My clients have picked up a lot of club head speed and a lot of distance in a relatively short period of time. I'm more impressed with this than I am with anything else that I've ever seen on the market to make people swing their club faster. And we all know that's what, one of the big factors in producing distance.
That's right. Faster equals longer. That's what I'm looking for, man. Longer.
That's right.
By being faster. Super Speed. What's the website? Where do I go?
Superspeedgolf.com. Go to superspeedgolf.com. Pick up some of these sticks. Go through their training program. It is eye-popping how much distance you'll pick up.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and
Every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
They've saved my family from financial ruin. It allowed me and my wife both to focus on the most important thing, which was the health and well-being of our son.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's being taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
And we're still here. Glad you're still here, too. Those Weekend Golf guys. John Ashton in the studio. Jeff Smith playing Simple Golf School in Columbus. You know, Jeff, walked in the house after my last round and decided to finally pull the clubs out of the car.
Yeah.
And I get this, oh, those aren't coming in here.
But I got to practice.
It's like, well, where do you want me to put them? I don't care, but they're not coming in here.
But you can't keep them in the car. You know, it's going to get cold, and you don't want.
Is that dangerous?
Your clubs to get cold. It's not necessarily dangerous, but I do know that an awful lot of people who leave their clubs out in the cold and also in the trunk of the car in the middle of the summer. You know, epoxy that holds club heads on shafts or shafts into club heads.
Yeah.
Whichever way you choose to look at that.
Yeah.
They have temperature ranges that they're effective, and then when you get outside of those temperature ranges on either side,
not so much.
The epoxy bond tends to break down. And next thing you know, you could be sitting there hitting balls on a driving range come springtime or in the middle of summer, and whing, there goes your club head.
I've done that,
right
man.
Off of there, yeah.
I've done that twice.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Because it isn't that the shaft breaks. It's very possible that the epoxy bond breaks, and next thing you know, you're just zipping the club head down the driving range, and you're embarrassed, and you're walking out there, and you're telling everybody, please don't hit. Well, I go find this thing, and you're out there, and everybody else is standing there with their hands on their hips. They're either snickering or they're glaring at you going, come on.
Yeah,
I got 25 balls left, and I got 10 minutes. Let's go.
I can even tell you the sound a 3-wood makes. From firsthand experience. So for those of us who have wives that are kind of pushy and, they're not coming in here kind of wife, what can we do? Wintertime, indoors. I mean, we could move, of course. We could call, some of our good buddies and spend a couple weeks in Myrtle Beach or Florida or Arizona or someplace. But that's
pretty expensive options you're throwing out there, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not always an option, especially for us, underpaid radio people.
True. So how about this? You put your clubs out in the garage. If it gets really nasty cold, wrap them up in a blanket or something, And every once in a while, when the disapproving party in your family is not around,
is like out shopping or something,
or something, it's not around. You break those puppies out, and then next thing you know, for the putting, almost everybody has some form of straight line on their floor.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have tile floors in the kitchen or the bathroom. Start putting on the grout lines. Keep the ball in there. All of a sudden, you're going to see your putter face is going to have a great line to follow. You're going to be able to tell whether the blade's open or closed or square. You're going to be able to work on your stroke. And on a grout floor, if your stroke is really smooth, that thing will stay in there. If your putter face is square and your stroke is really smooth, that thing will stay in those grout lines, and you'll know you've done something well. So you could really work on your putting. Whatever you do, learn from me. Do not do this at night. It will wake others up.
And then this spring, when you do get to a real golf course and they go, oh, the greens are running at a 13, you go, hey, no problem. I've been putting on my kitchen floor all winter.
And it works out great. Put a cup down there at the end. Let's get creative a little bit. Here's another thing that I recommend for an awful lot of my students who want to do things in the house that are just not putting is first you get to a room that you have taller than a 9-foot ceiling. Please do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
To work on short game shots, go out and get some ping pong balls. That's right. You heard me. Ping pong balls. Not the wiffle balls. They're still too heavy. The wiffle balls will break a lamp.
Yeah, I
The
know
wiffle
that's
balls
right.
will make marks on the television screen.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Now you
But
tell me.
ping pong balls will not.
Okay.
You just start chipping and pitching your ping pong balls. Chip them into the sofa. Chip them over the sofa. Chip them under the sofa. Chip them under the table. Chip them over the chair. Ping pong balls. They won't break a thing.
Just remember, though, it's very difficult to replace your divot in deep pile carpet.
That's right. So I also recommend cleaning up after yourself, as in, a.k.a. cover up the evidence that you've been doing that
Why don't you
by
vacuum?
breaking up the vacuum cleaner.
That's right.
That's right. Just vacuum. That's right. You can go chip and putt and pitch and do all that fun stuff. You can have your good time, but you know what? It's just like raking bunkers and fixing pitch marks, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're just cleaning up after yourself, and man, you look like a hero when your significant other comes in. What you doing, honey? You did the vacuuming? Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, no,
and you get rewarded.
No.
See?
You
Timing is
vacuumed.
everything.
What have you been up to? That's the question. That's
what'd
the
you
question.
spill?
I have, yeah, exactly. I have another question, though. You're talking about ping pong balls. Now, if you make a big deal out of practicing indoors with ping pong balls,
yeah.
Do you think that we'll soon have Callaway pong balls and Titleist pong balls? And okay, bad joke. I'm sorry. We'll move on now.
I don't know, but I think it's a pretty good. It's a pretty good idea to have that, and some marketing genius like yourself would come up with that.
Yeah.
Stamp our logo on there.
That's exactly. That's
right.
It is
Let's
not
call
a
up our
ping
friends.
pong ball. It's a totally
You know
different
what?
company.
I'm gonna make sure that my friends at Titleist hear that, and they can have that idea, and then you'll go after them and try to make a big arrangement. No, just make an arrangement with the golf show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
And
go.
get them to sponsor our golf show with
Well,
our
there you
Titleist
go.
pong balls.
That's right. That's right.
It's a
We
good
would do
idea.
that. Titleist pong balls. Work on that, guys. And if you're listening up there in Methuen, Massachusetts, or they're somewhere close to Boston, you can hear us if you listen. You know, you can hear us coast to coast, border to border, up and down and all around.
And we don't even have to shout.
That's right. And for the Little Feet fans, we like to say, you can hear us from Tucson to Tucumcari to Hatshepsut to Tonopah. And all points in between, although there aren't a whole lot of points in between those places. But anyhow, we're everywhere. And, of course, you can listen at your own schedule and not just the schedule of your favorite radio station, which is carrying us at this very moment, by downloading our free apps, either for your iPhone or your Android phone. You just go to the appropriate marketplace, download it for free. It is free to download. It is free to use. We're not going to ask you for any money for anything along the line, and that way you can hear us at any time, any place you feel like it. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Also,
Keep using that word free. That's awesome.
I love that word. It is free, and it's absolutely free and worth every penny. Also want you to know that, and it comes with a double money back guarantee too. Yeah.
That's even a
That's it.
better deal.
That's
I mean,
it.
I've never heard of a double your money back guarantee on that.
That's it. So, you can listen for free again next week if you didn't like this week. There you go. You could you could even listen twice next week for free. So
You've been to Marketing 101, haven't you?
I'm auditing 102 even as we speak. So, also do want to let you know that there is I think it's bi-weekly, which does that mean every other week
It's every
or
other
twice
week,
a week?
yes.
Okay, bi-weekly newsletter that we send, just chock full of great little tidbits of information, including a little video from Jeff on how to tune up for your upcoming weekend round. And you can get that for free, too, simply by just asking for it. You just go to thoseweekendgolfguys.com/newsletter, and you can sign up for that. And also, maybe some great discounts on some good Christmas gifts, because every golfer wants something golfy for Christmas, and we got them. So, thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Check us out there. Facebook.com. Go like us at facebook.com/golfguys. So you follow us on Twitter at WKND Golf Guys. And don't go anywhere. Got Mark Sensitz, who's a great golf pro from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He's coming up next right here with Those Weekend Golf Guys. You checked out our Facebook page yet? It's facebook.com/golfguys. Go there and like us. Please. We need the affirmation.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobides is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobides for about 3.5 to 4 months now. And in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobides, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just one day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobides isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobides now. Call 800-553-0803 and get your free bottle. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-553-0803. That's 800-553-0803.
Jeff, you've seen me miss. Good news is I didn't 3-putt but one green my last round, but I'm still missing by an inch or two left or right. Man, I need some help. What do you got? Teach me, buddy.
You know, I'll tell you what. The first thing that I do with all my clinics when we're working on putting, I break out the putting stroke teacher every single time. We put this thing on. Their forearms are lined up. Their putter face is lined up in the same place. It's the straightest putt you'll ever hit. It's unbelievable. And then I'll teach you how to aim after that. But you go get it. The putting stroke teacher, tpsteacher.com. Go get one. Cheap and effective.
I like
Gotta
that.
love it.
Cheap and effective.
You're not kidding. This thing is absolutely one of the best things I've ever seen.
And it's easy to understand?
Absolutely. Strap it onto your putter and go.
Don't need
Real
you
simple.
standing over me to tell me how to use it.
No, you don't want me barking at you anyway. Just
Open up
get
the
it.
box.
tpsteacher.com.
Make it work. tpsteacher.com.
Hi, this is Morgan Freeman. Has anyone ever said, you're the picture of health? You look healthy, you feel fine, but that may not be the full picture. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cancer killer of men and women over 50. Since it doesn't always cause symptoms, you may not know you have it. The only way to know is by getting screened. Screening can find precancerous polyps, so they can be removed before they turn into cancer. This is one cancer you can prevent. Plus, screening can find colorectal cancer at an early stage when the chance for a full recovery is very high. Talk with your doctor and get tested for colorectal cancer. Medicare and many insurance plans help pay for screening. Get screened. Make sure you are the picture of health.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Hey, thanks for hanging and welcome back. Those Weekend Golf Guys. John Ashton in studio here. Of course, Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave out of Creek Plain and Simple Golf School in Columbus. And with us on the line from that little town of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Mark Sensitz. Let me just go over this resume just a little bit, Mark, because we don't want you to have to toot your own horn, so we'll do it for you, all right?
That sounds great.
Best Golf Pro to help you work on your game 2014 from Lehigh Valley Style Magazine. That was an award. One of the U.S. Kids Golf Top 100 Honorable Mention Teachers for 2013. You have been nominated as Teacher of the Year for the PGA Philadelphia section, nominated for Junior Golf Teacher of the Year for the PGA Philadelphia section. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I'm sure I'm probably embarrassing you. So we will just say that you're one heck of a great golf teacher. Would that encompass everything?
I would like to consider myself one of the best, especially in my area here. And the reason I got those awards is I'm very proud of them. Is most of those were just from people voting anonymously and me not petitioning them. So yes, I would like to thank all the people that did vote for me, and I'm a back-to-back winner in the local area here. So that's pretty
there
cool.
You go. I like that back-to-back stuff. That's great.
Always nice.
It is.
Nice work.
You know, and Jeff can relate, man, because he is consistently being nominated Teacher of the Year in the Indiana section, and we probably have you back in the next segment here after we take a break in a few minutes and let you guys just talk golf teacher stuff back and forth while the rest of us kind of hang out and try.
Yeah, we'll have more fun than you will, I guarantee you.
Well, yeah. That's true. But, you know, we do this show out of the Yahoo Sports outlet in Louisville, Kentucky. 1450, the Sports Buzz, WXVW. Okay, thank you. We get extra if we mention his name in public. But we do like to reach out to guys like you up in the Northeast because the weather changes earlier and more drastically. And unless every golfer in Pennsylvania and New York and New Jersey, all those places, pick up and move to Florida or Arizona or something for the winter, you guys got to make some sort of accommodation to keep these guys going and interested.
Absolutely.
What do you do?
Well, for me, I have two locations. One here at the Bethlehem Golf Club. It's a city-owned golf course in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's a municipal with 27 holes. We have an indoor flight scope room that we utilize every winter. So we teach in there year long. And I've also partnered with a local hospital in this area. It's called St. Luke's. And what they've done is they've dedicated an area of their facility to golf. So they have 6 hitting stalls, a large putting green, an indoor chipping green, and I kind of teach there all winter. And coupled with that, in the same building is a gym. So all of the Nautilus equipment, free weights is there. So I actually run some ladies only courses where we do 45 minutes of golf specific training exercises and stretching and core building and balance drills. I hire one of a physical therapist that works for the facility there, and then we do 45 minutes of a golf-related subject, driving, chipping, whatever I decide to pick for the ladies to do. So it works out great.
Are you trying to tell me you need to be in shape to play this game? No wonder.
John, we've always talked about this. Round is a shape. Okay, you're all right. You're all right.
I'm in shape.
Yeah, you're okay. Don't sweat it.
If you're not in shape, it can hurt your game a little bit, and either have Advil in your bag or find a beverage cart girl.
Right.
And if you can do both,
that's right. You're in real good shape.
That's it, exactly, man.
So let me get this straight. So you've got a nice gig worked out with the hospital, and based on putting area and 6 bays, I'm assuming that the hospital CEO is down there pretty much all the time. Is that the way that works?
Not the CEO, the president. They've made a commitment to the game of golf. We have an indoor arena professional football team that practices there. The local high school teams practice there for field hockey, golf. It's really, they've seen the benefit of dedicating a large portion. I don't know what the exact square footage is, but it used to be an old expo center, so you can imagine the size of it.
Yeah.
And they've just cordoned off a place for the golf, and we're doing a lot of great stuff there. I do the snag there. I have the snag golf system, which is for the little kids. We can just do that indoors. It's like an indoor arena with really 50-foot high ceilings. It's just phenomenal.
Wow. That's really good if you can get something like that. In our area, we've got a boys and girls club. That sounds an awful lot like what you've just described, minus the 6 hitting bays in the putting area. But they do. I get to use the basketball courts and use the snag equipment and all that, and it's really good. So that's one of the things that we do in the north. John, you mentioned, some of the golf pros, that are fortunate enough to be able to split their life and just roll down to Florida. I've got a good friend of mine who's been on our show, Mike Adams. He's in Gladstone, New Jersey, for a few months, and then he's down in Florida at the Medalist Club for a few months. He just packs it all up in the back of the vehicle and treks south. Next thing you know, he's got good weather all year round. Nice gig. Mark, I'm sure you know an awful lot of guys that do that. And, I talk to these guys, and I wonder how in the heck do they get their life that they can just pack it up and leave?
I got a funny, quick story. I went to Arizona. I worked out at the Legend Trail Golf Course when it's not owned by the same guy, but I can't think of his name now. He was on the Wheaties box twice, the only person in history that's been on the Wheaties box twice. And he's been on for skateboard. I can't even think of his name. He was on for skateboarding, and he was on for golf. And the name's going to come to me if I keep talking. But I worked out there, and I was happy to literally break even, with working out there and maintaining my Pennsylvania residence and just going for the exposure. And then I went one time the Loxahatchee Country Club down in Florida, worked for Nicholas my first year in the business, and it just was invaluable to do that. But since then, this is my 24th year in the business, every single one of my students thinks I go annually to Florida or Arizona, and I've only been twice. Like 2 years. They all assume I'm going to go. Like, I thought you'd be down in Florida by now. No, I haven't gone for 15 years. You know, it's just automatically you're a golfer. They think you're going, you know.
Right. I think it's because they hold themselves up. You know, they know, heck, you're in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. It's going to be snowing like in a second. And you're going to dig yourself out sometime in April. So they're probably just holding themselves up.
Yeah, we had 65 degrees yesterday. Our tee sheet was slammed, and it's everybody trying to get that last 18 holes in. It's extra revenue for the course. It's great and all that, but I mean, everybody and their brother, guys are taking off of work. You know, this is my last chance possibly to get around in, because they don't go to Florida, you know, for the winter either, a lot of them. So they are looking for a winter outlet. And I think it's important. I tell my students, I'm sure you do too, Jeff, that, you know, if you just let this go, this ain't like bowling where you can just pick it up and kind of get a game under your belt, and all of a sudden you're rolling your old average that you were in bowling league 20 years ago. This is a game you got to kind of keep at, whether it's physically, mentally. I tell my students to read golf books during the winter, you know, do stuff that you don't normally do, and now you have the time to do that in the winter.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that people should be working on that they actually can do indoors. And, you know, I break them out every year, and I'll get my students to come in for a nice little, here's what you can do on your own in the comfort of your own home, 15 minutes a day kind of stuff that'll keep up your skills. And, you know, we go through all that. And I just wish that they would. But they don't. But that's okay, because next spring it rolls around and they're knocking on my door again going, you know, I should have done this, but now I need to get back because, you know, I got a match coming up and I need you to tune me up before we go.
Yeah, my club championship is tomorrow. I need a lesson today.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're like, okay, good. All right. Remember, this is the end that you hold and that's the end that you strike with.
or yeah, I mean, it's just brutal. They come out in the spring and I tell them, look, come out early. If you're not going to do anything all winter, as soon as the weather breaks, as soon as you see me out on the lesson tee, come see me. Don't wait till June, July, or August when you're doing bad reps for 3 months, and now you want me to magically pour the pixie dust over your head and fix you in an hour.
Yeah. You guys, you save all that pixie dust for your own self, don't you? You don't share that with any of us real people. Listen, one of the traditions my wife does at the end of fall is she puts away all the lamps. Because, you know, those almost golf balls, yeah, they're not safe to use inside with lamps. So that's
no, but ping pong balls are.
Yeah, that's what she keeps telling me. But you know,
right. John,
sorry.
Is that why your cat and dog both have limps?
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, he knows my wife.
I know he renamed his dog Shankopotamus.
Listen, Mark Sensitz and Jeff also have something in common. Mark, you've been a high school golf coach, and Jeff's really active with high schools around his area. And we want to come back after this break, and among a whole lot of other things, we want to talk about how we get more kids involved in this game. So don't either of you move. Stay right there. We are those weekend golf guys, and we will be right back.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-329-2708. Again, that's 800-329-2708. 800-329-2708. 800-329-2708.
Jeff, you've seen me miss.
Yeah.
Good news is I didn't 3-putt but one green my last round, but I'm still missing by an inch or two left or right. Man, I need some help. What do you got? Teach me, buddy.
You know, I'll tell you what. The first thing that I do with all my clinics when we're working on putting, I break out the putting stroke teacher every single time. We put this thing on. Their forearms are lined up. Their putter faces lined up in the same place. It's the straightest putt you'll ever hit. It's unbelievable. And then I'll teach you how to aim after that. But you go get it. The putting stroke teacher, tpsteacher.com. Go get one. Cheap and effective.
I like
Gotta
that.
love it.
Cheap and effective.
You're not kidding. This thing is absolutely one of the best things I've ever seen.
And it's easy to understand?
Absolutely. Strap it onto your putter and go.
Don't need
Real
you
simple.
standing over me to tell me how to use it.
No, you don't want me barking at you anyway. Just
Open up
get
the
it.
box.
tpsteacher.com.
Make it work. tpsteacher.com. See, that didn't take too long, did it? We are back. John Ashton, Jeff Smith, those weekend golf guys with us still. Mark Sensitz from the Bethlehem Golf Club. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania? Yes, I knew I'd get it right. Course or club, I had a 50-50 shot of getting it right. One of the things that both you and Jeff, as very well-respected golf instructors in the country, have in common is a lot of work with high school kids. What we need to talk about right now is some maybe encouragement for parents, even parents who don't play golf, to get their kids involved and how easy and just chapter and verse on why a kid should be playing golf in high school.
Well, it's fun. That's one of the first things I always try to throw out is this is a fun sport. And then we can talk about all the other benefits of, hey, look, this is something your kid will benefit from and play golf the rest of his life and love and be able to travel to all kinds of places and still be able to enjoy this game and see something different and new every time instead of, say, tennis. And, because all those places look exactly the same.
Right. Or football.
Yeah, and football you can get concussions and other type of injuries that last an awful long time. Golf, not so much.
Not so much.
Maybe we'll twist an ankle walking down the fairway or something.
Mark, have you seen golf become cool among high school kids?
I have. There was a big influx of junior golfers when Tiger hit the scene, and the early days of Tiger. I would have parents coming up with their 6-month-old infants in the swaddling clothes and saying, "Keep my kid," and I'm like, "Let's wait till he's walking."
Yeah.
It really
but
was
they saw the
crazy.
Nike contract and they thought, God, that's me.
Well, the weird thing was the baby had a Nike hat on. So,
that's pretty bad.
it was, popular. I think, we've seen, like with the snag equipment, that's helped. There's a lot of things now. I think to answer your question, golf's becoming cooler with, who's playing the game and just how we're presenting it out there as, our industry being PGA professionals. We're presenting it as fun. and we're having it's okay rules, and things that we're drafting now to make golf more friendly to the masses.
Yeah, it's kind of creeping in on that sort of golf manifesto that's out there and has been for a few years about we're not playing tournament golf. We're just playing golf.
Yeah.
Let's just do some things that aren't so penalizing in the regular rules of golf as the Bluecoats up there do in northern New Jersey as they hang out up there. Let's just do some stuff that gets rid of the stuff that we don't like. And let's keep playing, have some fun.
Yeah, and with the guys who are winning now, the Jordan Spieths and Jason Days of the world, all the 20-somethings winning. Back in our day when we were at school, man, you played on the golf team at school if you couldn't make any other team, basically. In fact, I talked to a female sales lady from one of the local universities here in town a couple of weeks ago, and she went to school in Richmond on a basketball scholarship. Her dad was a basketball player from Maryland. He plays golf. He's an avid golfer. She never picked up a club until last year. And she only played once. I mean, she's, in her mid-20s already.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah,
she's missed out on an awful lot of fun.
She did. And think of all the bonding she could have done with her dad. I mean, they had basketball in common, but you can spend four and a half high-quality hours with somebody on a golf course in an atmosphere that you just don't get anywhere else in life. It's just a great way to build a relationship with somebody.
You were talking a little bit about how you work with the kids in an indoor setting with the snag equipment and whatnot. And I'm sure that you run good junior camps and for the little kids, and then you beef them up a little bit when they grow up and they get to 7th and 8th grade, and then you kind of push them toward the high school. I'm sure that's how you operate. I mean, every good teacher, they know that there's always the next kid group that's coming along. How do you see it that you make the most impact on a preteen or an early teen life in golf? How do you go about that?
It's a great question. We have the first tee program here, so they have a great program here for the kids to learn golf and learn life lessons. And I'll tell you what, I've had over 3 dozen ventures in my life as far as jobs and careers, if you will. Some of them only lasted 4 hours. But they were
I've been there.
Literally quit on the spot after 4 hours. And I'm not doing this. So I found something in golf, Jeff, that makes me very thrilled, and I love going to work every day. People see it in my eyes and my passion. I'm doing it 24 years, and there's nothing else I want to do except my new passion now is inventing golf training aids to make even the game of golf more entertaining. But to answer your question, I tell the parents, I go, your kid's probably going to play golf sooner or later, or at least try it. You can pay me now or you can pay me later. My junior rate is less expensive than the adult rate.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to give you the same grip lesson, the same posture lesson, for this price, now. On a serious side, really trying to get more girls to play, and I hooked up with the LPGA organization this year through the local YMCA, and it's been great. There's been 30 girls. I had to hire another golf pro because the guy at the YMCA he goes, well, we've got great news. We've got 30 girls coming, from 7 years old to 14 years old. I says, okay, I'm good, but I'm not that good. I said, I'm going to need some safety monitors or something. But we got another pro. We got some parents to help out, and you'd be surprised, and Jeff knows this. They're giving away girls' college golf scholarships.
Yeah.
They're giving away Halloween candy, and you don't have to be a Tiger Woods dress. You can just have a really good game, and you can get college paid for. So that's how I kind of make the parents aware of the sooner you get your kids started. I'm not turning every kid into a college Division I scholarship, but with that being said, their skill for mimicry is up to about the age of 14. When you get older than 14, these are not my statistics. You start losing the ability to mimic. My specialty is kids, Jeff, and ladies. And here's my saying: kids are great mimickers. Ladies will listen and actually try what you tell them to do. and men are a pain in the and I hope you say that.
Well, we've just done it twice.
We've done it twice, so let's hope so. And when you just mentioned this too, Mark, that you're dovetailing into golf product invention. We promise we won't repeat it to a soul, man. What do you got coming? What's good? What do you got?
Yeah, there's some things in the works that I can tell you without giving it away. I have some patent pendings on them. I don't think I'm going to make the PGA show with them this year. We're still kind of getting them sexied up and not ready to roll out yet. But let's just say I have a revolutionary mat design for an artificial mat.
Okay.
That will solve the problem of preventing or eliminating injuries, which many people complain about hitting off of artificial mats. It will show you the direction of your club path, where you're hitting into the mat, and it'll also feel the most realistic material ever on a synthetic mat to replicate grass.
Whoa.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
You don't have to mow it, though. It's not that realistic, is it?
What's that?
You don't have to mow it. It's not that realistic, right?
Not yet.
You could probably mow it once, John. Try mow it once.
Not yet, but it's going to be more for guys like Jeff at the beginning. I'm going to try and market it to other teachers because I feel it's going to be a training aid first.
Right, yeah.
And then maybe, try and delve it into driving ranges so they can distinguish their driving range from the guy down the street. The other one is quite simply a radical uneven lies trainer. I've been in business 24 years. I go to the show every year, and I haven't seen anything like I've designed with my partner with our company that we just got up and running last week.
Cool.
We got a name. We picked a name, and we're excited about it. So those are two of our projects. I've bounced it off a bunch of PGA pros. I've gotten great feedback from it, and again, I'm excited for it. And I think it's going to literally help golfers get better and help coaches teach their students how to get better quicker.
Mark Sensitz, what's your website, man? Is Lehigh Valley Golf Pro or something like that?
Yeah, you got it. Lehigh Valley, where I live, Golf Pro, whatim.com.
Man, Google must love you, man. I am excited that we're going to run into you, too, because we'll be down at the show. Glad you're going to be there. We'll see you in a couple of months then down there in Orlando. And we do thank you for spending some time with us here on those Weekend Golf Guys, man. We will talk again. You can guarantee that. And you and I and Jeff and you and me and everybody out there, we will all talk again, too, next week. At this very same place at this very same time. You can check us out in the interim, however, at thoseweekendgolfguys.com. You can check us out on Facebook. Go there and like us. We appreciate it. We feel loved. Facebook.com/golfguys. You want to follow us on Twitter? We like that, too. It is at WKND Golf Guys. You have yourself a great week, and I don't care how cold it is. Go play some golf.